I've thought long and hard about it, and I think we as a class need to find a third way. A path of our own, separate from the ones the reformist and noble factions are taking.
A third way, you say? I do agree. It wouldn't feel quite right for us to directly support either side.
True, we might be military academy students, but we're still students.
Involving ourselves in a civil war isn't something we should take lightly. We might have a divine knight on our side, but we're still going to need to be very careful how we proceed.
Whatever we do, Valimar will certainly be at the center.
No doubt. We've all seen how powerful the Divine Knights are. If we use them right, we can intervene in the war as much as we want.
They're quite literally beings of legend. However, his potential influence on the war is all the more reason why he will need to be used cautiously.
What are we gonna do then? Even if we agree on not siding with either of the factions, I'm pretty sure each of us have different stuff we want to do. And different things that we have to do too.
Yeah, that's true. For my part, I need to rescue Elise and Princess Alphen from the Noble Alliance's clutches. Whether it's alone or with you guys, it's something I'll do.
There's no way you'll be alone for that. We're with you all the way. I'm concerned about Dad too, what with them having him under arrest.
I still can't get in contact with Fiona either. I'm glad I was able to see Dad, but I'm worried about her.
For me, I'm worried about Ruhr as a whole. It's a huge relief to see you're alright, Sharon, but Mother's still unaccounted for.
I'm sorry I can't do more to comfort you, my lady.
And I have no idea where Father's been for the past month. I'm certain he must be well, but all the same.
We're all worried about our families, I see. Hopefully, we can find some information on all of them before the fighting gets any more fierce.
I'm certainly not worried about the safety of mine. Although, suffice it to say, if we choose to intervene in the war, conflict with them is all but inevitable.
That goes for Zeno and Leo too. They've been hired by the Noble Alliance, so I'd say it's likely we'll run into them in the future.
Plus, Emma and I still need to talk to Vita to see what exactly she's trying to do. To figure out what's so important to her that she was willing to break a taboo to do it.
That's true.
Whatever you decide to do, you'll have my full support. Just as the warriors of Nord did 250 years ago, I'm determined to fight to protect my second homeland, and those who live within it.
Oh, same! We can do this! I can back him up, right, Claire?
How could I say no? I have my own duties to take care of as part of the Railway Military Police, but I fully intend to support all of you with everything I have.
I'm thinking it's about time I return to helping the guild, actually. But I'll still be in touch with Sarah, so I'm sure I can lend a hand or two anytime you need it.
Naturally, I'd be overjoyed to continue serving as your dormitory's caretaker.
I'm your instructor, so you're stuck with me to the very end. Whatever you choose to do, you'll have my support. You're going to need to decide on a more specific course of action, though. Resolving to find a third way is a start, but only a start. It also leaves plenty of questions that need to be answered on top of it all.
Well, then how about this? Let's figure out right now whether or not we want to keep using Ymir as our base of operations.
Just so we're clear on this, there's a limit to how many people can use the spirit path at any one time. And with as many people as we have now, I'm not sure how useful it's going to be at this point.
And we're limited on how frequently we can use it.
Oh, right.
But we're also just as limited on where we can go otherwise. We haven't exactly been the most subtle group around. Who's to say we could even operate elsewhere?
An astute point. The Noble Alliance will no doubt be even more wary of us than before.
In the end, no matter what we decide, we lose.
Indeed. Yet we're short on time, so a decision must be made now.
There's gotta be something that only we can do.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I know it exists. And I'm sure that we'll find it. The best thing we can do now is keep talking things out until we find a way. There's no point in rushing into a decision.
Well, doesn't this look fun? Mind if I join in?
What in the world?
It couldn't be.
Vita!
It's lovely to see you again, Emma. You were finally able to reunite with all of your classmates. I'm happy for you. Really, I am. The goddess was on your side after all.
Cut the crap, Vita. Have you been listening in all this time?
Where are you? I'm not far at all. Listen closely now.
That sounds just like...
Is that...
It's coming from above us!
Isn't that the Noble Alliance Force's flagship?
What's the Pantagruel doing here?
Damn it! I didn't think she'd tell the rest of their army where we were.
But why now?
Why? Because our preparations are finally complete.
Vita!
Vita! You're here! Yes, I am here, in the flesh. Good day to you all, Class 7. As nice as it would be to finally give you a hug, Emma, I wouldn't want to keep our guest of honor waiting any longer. So, without further ado...
Can't be. Isn't that...
The Azure Knight. Crow.
Long time no see, guys. Sorry for dropping in on you like this, but I'm sure you know the drill by now. You ready to have some fun?
Is that really you, Crow?
There's no doubt about it.
See, you damn terrorist.
Come on!
Right! Heed my call! Valimar!
Acknowledged.
Lose this time, because at the end of the day, he's just an obstacle that needs to be overcome. So lend me your power, Valimar!
Very well. Use my power as you see fit.
You've really taken to piloting since your last encounter, haven't you? I was hoping you would, and you didn't let me down. You boys have so much potential. But potential is only that. Potential. And you, Reem, might want to reevaluate just how many obstacles need overcoming.
This is bad.
Aren't those the Alliance's allies?
Long time no see, kiddos. You doing all right, Fee?
I see the Purple Lightning has joined your ranks.
Xeno. Leo.
Zephyr!
And a few members of Ouroboros, too. Guess all the big guys wanted a piece of us today.
And look, Sammy's here too!
Kindly stop referring to Clown Soleus with that bizarre nickname.
Ha ha! Ah, it's such a pleasure to visit this wintry wonderland once again.
Oh, it's a pleasure, all right. The time for my long-awaited revenge has finally come. Now you shall pay!
It's only been 2 days since you first fought them, you know.
This could pose a problem. Why send so many powerful allies here? And all at once?
You've proven to be rather formidable adversaries after all. It wouldn't do to underestimate you.
Rufus!
I'm pleased to see you all again, ladies and gentlemen of Class VII. As for you, dear brother, I was told that you'd run away from home. It does my heart good to see you safe and sound. So, you've finally gathered up the will to make the difficult choices life set at your feet, I presume. Even if those choices place you in my line of fire?
Yes, I have.
Can't believe he's shown up too.
The Noble Alliance is pulling out all the stops to finally get rid of us, aren't they?
Reen, we'll take care of everything here. You and Valimar have your own battle to fight.
Are you sure?
We're in for a real brawl out here, but a guy couldn't ask for better opponents.
Leave the battle on the ground to us.
We've no intention of backing down without a fight. Wait, Sharon!
I know they're all strong, but still.
Well, what do you say we get started?
Here it comes!
I'm impressed. You managed to hold your own better than I expected you to. It's only been a month or so, but you've really grown as an Awakener, Reen.
Well, it's hard to go through the kinds of things I have without growing from the experience. And now that I've done all that, I'm going to be the one who takes you down!
No, you're not. I said you could hold your own, not that you could win. Remember, there's still a 3-year gap's worth of experience between us. And it's time you realize just how much of an impact that gap has.
That's enough, Crow!
Do they really stand a chance?
Well, they're putting up a good fight so far, but...
Yeah, it's not looking good. They're outnumbered, for one thing.
Then it's time we lent them our aid.
Agreed! Weapons at the ready, guys!
Always in a rush, aren't you? Stay right where you are. I'll serve as your opponent today.
You will?
Trying to stop us from joining in?
I'd rather our intrusion cause as little inconvenience as possible for the people of this village. I'll let you make the first move. It's been quite some time since I last instructed you in fencing, Sis. I look forward to seeing how you've improved.
Wow.
His guard's perfect.
Stay alert. Rufus is a master of court fencing. We'll need to put all we have into this battle to even stand a chance against him.
I would have it no other way.
Show me what you're capable of.
My turn. Arcus, activate.
No problem. Sorry, would you mind? I'll take it from here. Oh, Moon, shield us from harm. Crescent shell!
Very well. Now's our chance. Don't let it pass!
Leave it to me!
My turn. Behold the light of the Archsage School! Radiant Walk!
My turn. Good luck.
No problem. Time barrier. Break!
Very well.
Leave this to me!
Of course! Oh, Moon! Shield us from harm! Crescent Shell!
My turn. Your end is sure.
Show your strength. Begin. Divine lightning!
Sorry from everyone!
Well, I won't deny that was an entertaining diversion. But you'd do well to intensify your training regimen if you hope to best me.
How is he so strong?
You didn't stand a chance.
He might even be stronger than Sarah.
Are you guys okay?
Hey, you really think you've got time to be worrying about them?
You ain't getting out of this one, Green.
All right, bring it on! It's time to settle this, Crow!
Bring it on!
This'll be a tough one. Be careful.
Let's go! Gotcha! Turn! Think you can handle this? Turn! You're wasting your time! Eat this! Gotcha! Gotcha! Hope you're ready!
This is bad.
Gotcha! Let's go! Gotcha! Gotcha!
Hang in there!
Settled enough for you? Didn't even bother to use that trump card of yours.
He wasn't even trying last time, then was he?
Come on. With the way you are now, I don't even need to try. I'll always win. And that rune perfectly illustrates just how massive the gulf between us is. Maybe you think you've had it tough up till now.
But you're gonna need to go through a hell of a lot more if you want to even the odds.
I see the battle here has come to an end.
Hey Via.
I can't help but feel a little bummed that everything went exactly as I thought it would. Still, it just goes to show how much faith I have in your skills, my sweet Azure Chevalier.
Funny, I don't recall ever becoming yours. How's everything up top?
I think it's only a matter of time before the battle is decided. But we've caused enough trouble for the people of Ymir already. It's about time we brought this to a close. Finestrum Phantasma window.
My apologies for not coming down to speak with you in person, ladies and gentlemen of Thor's Military Academy. You know who I am, of course, but I am Duke Cayenne, ruler of the Lemare province and supreme leader of the Noble Alliance.
Duke Cayenne?
So even the big guy himself is here.
I must say, what a curious group we have here. I'd heard as much, but allow me to extend my most heartfelt congratulations. My expectations have thoroughly been exceeded. When I saw young Eustace and Laura in Legram earlier this year, I could never have imagined this is how we would next meet. Oh, I'm sure your parents must have warned you against wandering off with such disreputable individuals on a number of occasions. But I suppose every child thinks that they alone know what is best for themselves. Duke Albarea was simply livid about what happened. But it can't hurt to learn more about the outside world,
Elise's mouth is condescending.
Did you come all the way here just to tell us that?
Don't be silly, child. Reen Schwarzer. I had this meeting arranged because I wanted to speak with you. Perhaps the method was a touch too garish for something so simple, but do forgive me for not formally requesting an audience.
With me?
With you. Allow me to get right to the point. I wish to invite you, Ashen Chevalier, aboard our flagship.
Wait, why?
I've heard all about your magnificent exploits across the land, and so I thought it would be nice to sit down and have a long, pleasant chat with you. About the past, the present, as well as your future.
Are you suggesting...
You want Reen to join the Noble Alliance?
Should you accept my invitation, we will withdraw peacefully from Ymir. Furthermore, I give you my personal assurance that we will leave this village alone for the duration of this war. A fine proposition, is it not? Are we interested?
Very well. Allow me to accept your invitation.
Don't be an idiot! This is clearly a trap! They wouldn't come all the way out here and take you into their flagship if it weren't.
I appreciate your concern. But trap or not, this might be a good chance for us, too. I think I'd regret it if I let it pass. Balamar, transport Celine back outside.
Are you certain?
Now hold it right there!
Don't worry about me. The odds were against all of us getting back together, but we did it. And I'm sure we can do it again, too. So just wait with Emma for now. I'll be back before you know it. Balamar, if you would.
Very well.
But wait!
It seems the time has come for us to part ways once again. But remember this. You're an Albarea. There is power and dignity in that name. to whatever end you would use it. I want you to prove that the convictions you cling to are worthy of your loyalty. Not for my benefit, but for yours.
Wait!
Lord Rufus!
Well met, Lord Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to see you again. Allow me to extend my apologies for the harm my father visited upon this town and its people.
Never mind that. What do you intend to do with my son? And what is a promising young man like yourself?
We're simply going to borrow young Reen for a short while. There's nothing to worry about. I'm a busy man these days, though, so for now, I bid you adieu.
Reen! They all finally got back together, too. Why?
Sorry, but I'll be back, I promise. So stay safe.
Reen!
Reen!
So this is what Duke Cayenne looks like from up close. It's hard to believe that I've ended up in the same room as the leader of the Noble Alliance. Although, I guess we did meet back in Legram before the war broke out.
Reen Schwarzer. Truth be told, we don't want this war to drag on any more than you do.
Really?
We only acted as we did due in part to our dearly departed Chancellor's behavior being far too unreasonable to justify turning a blind eye. He garnered the trust of His Majesty, and in turn misused that trust. He flagrantly disregarded this nation's beloved culture and traditions, treating Erebonia as if it were his own personal property. Surely you too noticed this.
Well, I can't say I disagree. We did hear story after story during our field studies about how aggressive his policies were, about the way he didn't care how many enemies he made as a result, creating terrorist groups like the Imperial Liberation Front.
But as I said, the cause of our nation's ills is now gone. Now, all that remains is to turn back the hands of time just a touch, and the good old days of the Empire will be upon us once more. The key to this bright future lies in putting aside our differences and joining hands. Am I wrong?
I'm afraid that yes, you are. Do you honestly believe that people can so easily put aside their differences after all the Alliance has done? You occupied Heimdall and effectively took every one of its citizens hostage, imprisoned the Imperial family. And let's not forget how you're now in league with the enemy nation responsible for the destruction of Gorelia Fortress. After all that, the Imperial army would never bow their heads to the likes of you, even if the rest of the population did.
My word, I'm afraid there's been a terrible misunderstanding. The Imperial family is simply under our loving protection. They certainly haven't been imprisoned. But that does bring me to exactly why I want you to help us.
It does?
The Azure Knight is already on our side. But if we had your Ashen Knight as well, that would mean we'd have two of the great knights of Erebonian legend to put into play. Couple them with our Panzer Soldats, and the Imperial Army's armored divisions would cower before us. You may not find us winning the war ideal, but this union benefits everyone more than carrying on until our inevitable victory,
I don't think it's that simple.
I beg to differ. The presence of Soldats units on a battlefield makes a tremendous difference. What they may lack in firepower and armor compared to tanks, they make up for in mobility and versatility. But more important than even those factors is the psychological impact they have on our opponents.
Well...
We're only human. As such, we are as captivated as we are terrified of giant beings bearing human form. And if that holds true even for mass-produced Soldats made with modern technology, it will be all the more true for the divine knights of legend you and Crow possess.
Can't argue with that logic.
I will say it once more. Gileath Osborne is dead. And with his death, all that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only then will everything be as it should. That includes both your pleasant academy life and the peaceful days of darling Elise and her friend the princess.
Are you trying to...
Whatever you ultimately decide, their safety is guaranteed. I would ask that you promise him this, if nothing else, Your Grace.
But of course, I'm not a monster.
Rufus.
We may stand on opposite sides of this conflict, but I still sit on Thor's board of directors. And in that capacity, I suggest you consider carefully the choice before you. After all, every soldier must decide for himself whether a cause is worth fighting, perhaps even dying for. I look forward to hearing your answer.